So, one of the questions that I get from people a lot is, should I sell my house myself? What's the problem with that? Let me start out by saying you are legally allowed to sell your own home. There's nothing wrong with you just going ahead and selling your own home. But when is it good to do that and when is it not good to do that? I want you to keep a few things in mind. One of the very first things is, where is your house located? If you're in a really busy area and you've got a lot of traffic density around you, a lot of exposure, it's sometimes easier if you're going the DIY route when it comes to this. Sometimes easier if you've got all that traffic density working for you. So if your house is in a visible area, you could have more success doing that yourself than if your house is located in a remote area. Marketing reach. If you're thinking of selling yourself, what is going to get you that reach that you need in order to get your house sold? Because when you're talking about hiring a real estate agent, it really doesn't matter if your house is in a remote location or if it's highly visible. We can reach all of those areas. But what are you going to do in terms of marketing to reach the most people possible so that you can be on market for the shortest amount of time and get the most amount of money? That's a bit harder for you because a lot of people just resort to Facebook Marketplace, or they resort to, different smaller, lesser websites that not everyone knows about. Maybe you can get on a couple that give you some nationwide reach, but you really don't have that perfect program or that perfect plan for getting your marketing reach to the masses instantly the way that it needs to be done. So, are you able to have any type of marketing reach at all? And what does that plan look like? A lot of for sale by owner owners don't have a specific marketing plan in mind, and you really need that. How are you going to handle showings and or open houses? So, a lot of people get into a little bit of a problem because you might have people sporadically wanting to see this house. How do you plan on controlling your showings and making sure you can get everybody in who wants to see the house and provide that equal access that you're supposed to do by law? So again, something to keep in mind. You got to know how you're going to handle that. For us, for realtors, it's a lot easier. We have tools in place that help us get your house scheduled and shown much more easily than you can do that on your own. It can be done, but you have to think about it ahead of time how you're going to handle that. How are you going to approach qualification for the buyers? Most of us in the real estate world won't take an unqualified buyer to your house. They might show up during open houses and then we can assist them with getting pre-approved or qualified to buy. But how are you going to approach people? Because so many times when I'm talking to for sale by owner owners, they really don't think much about having buyers who are qualified come through, and they don't exactly know how to navigate that with potential buyers. So you got to know how you're approaching the qualification. Commission. A lot of for sale by owner owners don't understand that commission is built into the market value of MLS comparable sales. So I encounter a lot of for sale by owner owners who don't understand that part of that amount is going to be equity for you, part of it's going to be your payoff, but the other part is the commission that's built in. So you can definitely pay yourself for selling your own house based on the market value, but it's really wise if you leave commission for the selling broker who might come along. So a lot to think about there. Instances where selling yourself makes more sense than not is if you already have a buyer who's interested in your house. You just need to make sure that the house is under contract and closed properly. So if you've already got a buyer, there are real estate agents out there like myself who can help you with that. And maybe there's a lesser commission in place for handling if the seller already has the buyer. You just have to negotiate that out with a real estate agent if you bring them in. You use a real estate attorney for that. If you already have a buyer, that's great too. Just keep in mind that you're paying the attorney by the hour. If you use a realtor, then if the deal falls apart, you don't have to pay commission at that point unless you've negotiated that with the agent. And it's important to know in those negotiations exactly what you're paying for. So if you've already got a buyer, that's fine. If you have decent visibility with your house, it could be okay, but nothing beats having a professional list your house to get you top dollar in the shortest amount of time possible. It's just really hard for a for sale by owner to do all of the things that a real estate agent has to do while they're trying to work, deal with their family, and take care of the things that everyday life requires of them too. So if you want to discuss this or any other real estate topic, please feel free to reach out to me by phone, text, email, private message. And if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe. Thanks. Bye.